Okay, y'all. So you guys know that the crew is still in Houston, Texas. They're actually trying to make their way to the Dude Ranch that Rashida has been talking about taking them to, which is 3 or 4 hours away from Houston, Texas. An hour into like the trip, mind you, they had two buses. About an hour or so into the trip, one of the buses ended up breaking down, and whatever parking lot that they was in or whatever, they was able to get along with one another and everything, despite the fact that it's tension amongst the group because they were stranded out there for hours. And when they finally did get another bus, it was dark outside. So they was late as hell getting into like the cabin or the house or whatever that they were all going to be staying in. And it was funny just watching everybody's like reaction to like the house and everything, and like their rooms and stuff, and them not having any Wi-Fi connection, Jock trying to, peek out his window to make sure like Freddy Krueger or Jason or somebody don't come and try to kill them. It was just, funny watching everybody's reactions and everything. But I will say this, I think it was good that they didn't have like any social media or any Wi-Fi or anything like that, because of the simple fact that, like, in this day and age, we do get caught up in our phones and everything, and get caught up on being on social media or whatever. So I think it was good that they were somewhere where they didn't have access to that, so they can just enjoy each other's company, or at least in this case try to enjoy each other's company. Okay, so it's the next day or whatever. They head on over to the Dude Ranch, where there's food and entertainment. They got somebody named Pistol Packing Paula, shooting one pistol up in the air and shooting up another pistol in the air. And I would have been right there with Sierra and Tokyo, ducking the hell down and everything, because I don't play with, random bullets being shot up in the air like that or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if we at a Dude Ranch or in the hood. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But anyway, so Spice, as they're eating, Spice, she makes this announcement or whatever. And she's thanking Rashida for inviting her onto this trip, and being a part of her grand opening for her store, and how she's proud of her and how she's just having so much fun. And so then Tokyo, when Spice finished talking, Tokyo, she's like, well, sis, I apologize again for not being at your grand opening and everything, but I, fuck with you or whatever, or something like that. Tokyo has said, and Jock is like, oh well, was you just trying to get a free trip or whatever, to just come on the Dude Ranch and everything? And Tokyo is like, nah, I just had a mishap or whatever, so I thought it was best for me to stay away and everything. And Spice, she's like, a mishap. And everybody, they looking real hard like, oh Lord, here we go with this bullshit. So once again, Spice reiterates how Carly is the one who told her that Tokyo was talking shit about her and everything, this, that, and the third. And like I told you guys before, because they showed the scene where Carly, Sierra, and Tokyo were having that conversation, and Carly was telling her about Tobias and how Tokyo got into her feelings, and how Tokyo was pretty much like, fuck a Spice, fuck a Pamrika and everything. And she also said fuck Tobias and fuck everybody. You know what I'm saying? So like I told you guys before, I don't feel like Tokyo was trying to, when she said that shit, she was just saying like in general. She wasn't saying like she wasn't saying it like as if she wanted some smoke with Spice or whatever. She was just saying in general, like, fuck her, fuck him, fuck you, fuck this, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that Carly ran back and told that shit the way she told that shit, creating problems between these two girls that it don't even need to be an issue. I thought that was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so Tokyo is like, I mean, well, you were being disrespectful or whatever. And Spice is like, you threw your purse at me and everything. Spice is still trying to play this shit as if Tokyo just threw her purse at her out of nowhere, when that's not what happen? You know what I'm saying? And Tokyo is like, yeah, because you disrespected me and everything. And Spice is like, well, Carly told me that you said fuck me or whatever, this, that, and the third. And Tokyo is like, yeah, I said fuck you and fuck this and fuck that. Like, that's how I talk. You know what I'm saying? And so, Sierra, she's like, I mean, really, Carly? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you go back and tell Spice that shit and try to make it seem like something that is not or whatever? So, Sierra, she's side-eyeing Carly. You know what I'm saying? So, Sierra had said something or whatever, and Spice, no, I don't think Sierra said something. I think somebody else said something or whatever, and Spice was calling, Sierra a hypocrite and everything. Like, I'm not being a hypocrite like your friend Sierra over here and everything. And Sierra was like, huh? What did I do? You know what I mean? And, Spice was saying that, after the brunch or whatever, Sierra had called her and told her that Tokyo was wrong for throwing the purse at her. But then apparently Sierra had told Estelita that Spice was wrong for making the comments that she made about Tokyo's weight. So Spice is feeling like, which one is it, bitch? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh. Now, I don't know if Sierra did do that or not, because Sierra trying to play it like as if she didn't do no shit like that. But we gonna get to that in a minute. So anyways, Tokyo and Spice are pretty much still going back and forth and everything. Rashida, she trying to get into the middle and trying to keep them both quiet, trying to calm them both down. They both still going. So she like, you know what? I'm out of it. I'm like, yeah, it's best for you to get out the way, Rashida, before they drag your ass like a rag doll, okay? So anyways, Tokyo is like, I told you I didn't have a problem with you at the table, and you got disrespectful, so you got clocked or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So Jock, he decides to get up or whatever, because he ain't trying to be in the motherfucking fire when they start going at it and everything. So Tokyo, she had called Spice like a bitch or whatever. And then that's when Spice gets up to throw her plate at Tokyo or whatever. And Tokyo, is trying to get at Spice. Spice trying to get at Tokyo and everything. And, they take Spice over to like one of the vans or whatever, and Tokyo, she going off and telling, security to, get off of her, telling everybody to get off of her and everything. BK trying to, calm Tokyo down, and she yelling at BK because, all she could see is red right now, and BK had to tell her, like, it's me, it's BK or whatever, like, calm down, and everything. And so Estelita, she starts going off, and like, when I had seen the previews of this scene last week, I didn't understand why Estelita started going off until now. Because Estelita is saying that, Sierra, you sitting up here, always getting into the middle of shit and everything. Like, you need to mind your business or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, her and Sierra start going at it, trying to get it in and everything. Sierra thinks that Estelita still has a problem with her because of last year when Estelita and Carly had that issue, and, Carly, threw that platter on Sierra and when Carly threw that platter on Estelita or whatever, and, Sierra was trying to have Carly's back in that situation or whatever. But I don't think that's what it is. I think Estelita, or it could be, I don't know. I don't think that's what it is or whatever, especially because of the fact that her and Carly don't have an issue no more or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think it's just the simple fact that she feels like that you being two-faced still or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so Spice, she sees Estelita popping off or whatever, and she trying to tell security, no, that's my friend, I'm not leaving without her or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, BK has said something to Estelita, and Estelita started going off or whatever, and her and BK started going back and forth, and she like, you really jumping into women's business or whatever, this, that, and the third. And I did kind of feel like BK was doing a little bit too much or whatever. It's just kind of like, okay, you just worry about Sierra and making sure she's straight or whatever. Don't sit up here and try to say some shit to Estelita or whatever when she already pumped up and everything. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so Estelita is explaining to Spice in the van about what happened or whatever, this, that, and the third. So Spice, somehow, she gets out the van And she's trying to run up again. I don't know if she was trying to run up on Tokyo again or run up on Sierra or both of them. Estelita gets out and she tries to run up too or whatever. And Carly had said something about Mimi, always eating every time some shit go down. And let me tell you, if the shit ain't got nothing to do with me, I would be like Mimi too, always eating with some shit going down. I would be right there like, hold on, y'all, wait. What? What? I would have been like Mimi, you know what I'm saying? And then they had Mimi eating in the confessional or whatever to prove her point that yes, I'm going to be eating while y'all fighting, okay? You know what I'm saying? My stomach is not about to be on E because y'all want to sit up here and act the fool or whatever. You know what I mean? And Sierra, she, is saying to Carly, what's going on? You supposed to be my friend or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it seemed like you being on some, messy shit and everything. So then BK, he trying to, confront Carly or whatever. And, him and Carly start getting into it and everything. You know what I'm saying? And Carly has said the same thing I'm saying. Why is BK getting into women's business or whatever, And so Carly, she says something. She's like, I'm dealing with my dad, okay? Or whatever, this, that, and the third. And, and listen, I understand, Carly dealing with, what she dealing with her dad and everything, this, that, and the third. But that didn't give her the right to, that don't, excuse her to sit up here and run back and tell Spice, some shit that really was unnecessary for her to tell Spice. You know what I'm saying? And starting all these unnecessary issues, So, Jock, after, everybody kind of separate a little bit, Jock wants to know what the fuck the problem is because he's just over it. Mimi, she explains the beef with Spice and Tokyo or whatever. And Jock is like, okay, but that shit don't even matter. That shit don't even matter and everything. That shit is tired. And so Mimi is like, yeah, but Spice kept calling her fat. You know what I'm saying? And like I said last week, I'm glad that Mimi put it out there that Spice, said the shit that she said, you know what I'm saying? Instead of, Spice continuously trying to put it out here like Tokyo just threw the purse out, as if Tokyo threw the purse at her out of nowhere. I'm glad that once again, Mimi let it be known, no, Spice kept on saying shit about Tokyo and about her weight or whatever, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? So, Sierra, Rashida, and Erica Mena, they go off somewhere and they're having a conversation. And, Sierra is saying how Carly is being messy or whatever, I should kick her motherfucking ass and everything. And, Sierra is explaining, that she had a conversation with Carly after the whole situation with Spice and Tokyo went down and how, Spice had said some shit or whatever that wasn't cool. And, Carly, maybe you could talk to her or whatever. And Carly has said no. So then, that's when, Sierra took it upon herself to, have a conversation with Spice or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And Spice was like, okay, well, can you talk to Tokyo too? You know what I'm saying? So we could squash this shit. And, that's what Sierra thought what was going to happen, at the Dude Ranch. Is that they was going to, squash the whole situation or whatever. But, things went left so quick and everything. And, Sierra didn't understand why, Spice was calling her a hypocrite and everything, this, that, and the third. And Erica is like, yeah, how did Estelita get into the whole situation? Did you say something to her or whatever? And Sierra is saying that Sierra's saying that she didn't say nothing to Estelita about the situation or whatever. So somebody lying. Somebody is lying, okay? Because, Sierra is saying that she feels like that, Sierra said that she did feel the tension come from Estelita or whatever, but she don't know why. So, like I said, somebody lying. Either Sierra, you did say something to Estelita about the situation that happened between Tokyo and Spice, or I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so unless Mimi told Estelita about the situation that went down with Spice in Tokyo or whatever, and somehow your name got into the mix of it. I mean, I don't know. But yeah, it's looking like maybe you did say some shit and now you trying to act like you didn't. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so Carly is walking by herself or whatever. Jock catches up to her and trying to figure out, what's going on and everything. And Carly is saying how she just wants everybody to be cool or whatever. And, Jock is like, listen, I think everybody should just mind their business or whatever. And Carly is saying like, exactly or whatever. I'm like, well, Carly, you can't be saying exactly when you running back and telling shit that's unnecessary to tell. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, Jock is like, listen, I know you said something about your dad or whatever, like what's going on with that situation. And also in the process of Jock trying to comfort Carly, he has gas. Okay. So it's hard to really take him seriously and him trying to comfort her seriously because he got the bubble guts. Okay, so she's saying that she doesn't really want to talk about it or whatever because every time she tries to talk about it she just ends up crying. She's saying how things have not really gotten better between her and her dad and how he's still refusing to move to Atlanta or whatever. Like I said, Jock got gas. He trying to hug Carly and everything, but he done let one out or whatever. And they start laughing. And, she's sitting up here talking about she want Jock to meet her dad. And I'm like, for what? Like, I hope she was playing when she said that because she did say in the confessional that she just like doing that she do like to make him uncomfortable to make him want her even more because I'm just like, okay, yeah, it's really no need for him to meet your dad. So I'm hoping she was playing when she said that. So later on that night, Melissa invites Tokyo to her room to, have a conversation with her to, pretty much see where her head is at. And because she is the youngest of the group and everything. So Melissa, she got Tokyo a little cute teddy bear to, make up for everything that happened today, even though Melissa had nothing to do with what happened. I thought that was really sweet. But Tokyo, she's explaining to Melissa, my thing is that I don't have an issue with Spice. She want to sit up here and say how Carly then told her this, that, and the third. So basically she's saying Carly is the one stirring the motherfucking pot or whatever. And, Tokyo is saying, my whole thing was when I had said, fuck this, fuck that, fuck you or whatever. I was saying that because, it's like, that's a chapter in my life that I'm trying to get past or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And, Melissa, she's trying to, tell Tokyo, well, I think that, Carly, she's cool with the both of y'all or whatever. And she thinks that, both of y'all are cool and everything. And Tokyo is like, I mean, okay, but I'm cool with you and Ty, but I'm not going back and telling what this one said about the other one. You know what I'm saying? And, Melissa, she's like, well, why did you try to hit her with your purse and everything? And Tokyo is like, listen, I was calm. I had the best intentions when I came to that brunch. I sat down. I was calm, cool, and collective. I let her continuously come at me, hit below the belt and everything. You know what I'm saying? And I just, I'm trying to remove myself from the situation. She's still being provoking. So I threw my purse at her. You know what I'm saying? And Melissa, she's like, what makes you snap or whatever? And I'm just like, okay, Dr. Melissa, trying to, be all deep and shit and get all into the root of the problem. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so Tokyo, she's saying like, listen, you haven't known me for a long time, so you can't really gauge my growth. And when Tokyo said that, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of felt that. Because I told you guys before that I have hothead tendencies and everything, and I have came a long way compared to like maybe when I was like 15, 16 years old. I'm 23 years old now. Me and Tokyo, we the same age. And so when she said that, I felt that because people who have known me for a long time, they know that I have come a long way with, my temper and, having kind of like an attitude problem or whatever. Whereas with somebody who have probably only known me for like a year or two, they can't really gauge how much I've grown in the last few years. You feel what I'm saying? But Tokyo, she was saying that it took her a long time to detach violence from her name or whatever, and that her being in Atlanta and being around this group and everything, she's irritated that somebody is trying to take her back to that place that she try to remove herself from. And I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to read my notes. Okay, so Tokyo was also saying too that she loved the fuck out of herself, and for somebody to try to make her feel bad about that, it's just, it's crazy to her. And she's saying that she has a lot of women every day who tell her that they make her feel beautiful, that they make them feel beautiful, you know what I'm saying, about their weight and all this other stuff, and the fact that Tokyo has confidence and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And she just doesn't understand that, just because, yes, I carry myself with confidence and, I try to be an inspiration for people and everything, that don't give people the right to sit up here and to be mean and hateful to me or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And, as she's having this conversation with Melissa, she's getting emotional or whatever. And, Melissa, she wants Tokyo and Spice to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And Tokyo is like, I'm willing to have a conversation with her, but if she want to sit up here and go into that rah rah African shit, and Melissa had to correct her. Melissa is like, she's Jamaican, you know what I'm saying? And Tokyo is like, well, if she want to talk like an adult, then I could talk to her. But if she want to sit up here and be like a fucking kid, I don't got time for it. You know what I'm saying? So Melissa gets Rashida to facilitate this sit down between Tokyo and Spice before they have like this campfire. And so Rashida is like, listen, you both are grown, and I think you guys can have a mature conversation without me being here. I'm going to go ahead on and get everybody else. In the meantime, y'all can have this conversation and hash it out or whatever. I said to Rashida, you sure you want to step away from this situation? Like, because knowing how Spice is and knowing how Tokyo is, I'm like, ooh, them being by themselves, you know what I'm saying? But, she leaves them by themselves and everything. Spice is like, I came off the way I did because of what Carly told me. Tokyo is like, listen, I said fuck everybody, okay? Because that's how I felt at the moment. Like I've been telling y'all, she's just saying about the whole situation in general. She's not she's not personally trying to say fuck Spice. She's just saying fuck the whole situation because I'm in my feelings and I don't care right now. You know what I'm saying? And Tokyo, once again, she reiterates, I do not have an issue with you. And Spice is like, yeah, but you threw your purse at me. And Tokyo is like, yeah, because you kept on poking and jabbing. And if you had an issue about something that I said that was told to you that I said, why didn't you say it then? And like, I agree. And I think I did say that in my review last week. If you heard that Tokyo said something about you, Spice, why didn't you ask her about it? Instead of taking the immature route and constantly throwing jabs at her. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, Spice is like, well, I don't know you or whatever to sit up here and ask you about anything. Like, I just met you or whatever. Okay, but still, you heard that she had said something about you, or it felt like she said something about you. The grown woman thing to do would have been to address it. And I feel like at this moment, Spice still wasn't kind of understanding her wrong in the situation. I guess last week when she gave that apology or whatever, I guess she finally, after seeing herself on the TV, she finally realized, damn, that was fucked up of me to do. And I understand why she did what she did. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes I guess, when it comes to these reality shows, sometimes you have to kind of see yourself to understand that you are part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, so, Tokyo is saying, like, she's still trying to reiterate her point. She's like, okay, but, we were sitting at the table or whatever, but And when she said but, Spice thought that she said bitch and everything. And Tokyo was like, when did I didn't say that. And then Spice is like, oh, okay, well, talk slow or whatever. And Tokyo was like, you talk slow. You know what I'm saying? You be saying a lot of stuff that I can't understand what you saying sometimes either. But, I don't say nothing about it or whatever. But we not here for all of that. You know what I'm saying? We here to get past this situation or whatever. And we both know, not we both, we all know that, Spice has an accent from the islands, and then Tokyo has that NOLA accent. So, yeah, it could be hard to understand them both at times and everything, but, yeah, so Spice is just like, well, look, I'm gonna be the bigger person or whatever. All I have is y'all out here and everything. I just want to enjoy this trip or whatever, da da da. But don't call me no bitch, and we'll be fine. And Tokyo is like, girl, that's just how I talk. So if I call you a bitch, just call me one back, and there you go. You know what I'm saying? So kind of sort of got past it or whatever. Rashida comes back to ask them, are they good and everything. They say, yeah, whatever. And so the rest of the crew, they come and they all sitting by the fire. Rashida tells about the success of, Spice and Tokyo squashing their beef. And she thinks that they needed to be one-on-one versus talking amongst the group, So Rashida, she wants to address the situation with Estelita and Sierra. Sierra is trying to talk. Estelita interrupts, and I'm just like, oh, Lord have mercy. And, Sierra is like, wait a minute, I was talking or whatever. And Estelita is like, okay, but I'm talking. And Estelita, you was being a rude-ass bitch for that shit, okay? And, Rashida is like, come on, y'all. We is not going to be this petty right now. And so Sierra's like, okay, well, she could go first or whatever. And Estelita, she's saying that, I guess Sierra has said something at the Dude Ranch or whatever. Like, why I'm a hypocrite or whatever. And, then she, like she was saying that pretty much Sierra was asking, why am I a hypocrite or whatever. And then she turned her attention towards Estelita and I guess said something to Estelita or whatever. And then that's when Estelita, has said to her, like, you fake or whatever. You always in something and everything, this, that, and the third, just like when me and Carly had our situation, you was all up in the middle of it or whatever. And she wanted, if she want to get bucked up or whatever, like I won't pop her again and everything. I said, ooh, Estelita. I'm like, damn, where all this energy come from? You know what I'm saying? And Sierra's like, the only reason why you got that cheap shot or whatever is because security was there, but we could get it in any fucking day. And Estelita is like, well, what you want to do? I'm just like, Lord. And it's really no reason for them two to have beef either. Just a bunch of petty ass shit. But that was the episode, you guys. How do y'all feel about Sierra? I feel like the way it's been looking, like, yeah, Sierra, you can't talk about nobody being messy when you kind of being messy as well. Or at least it's coming off that way. But yeah, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure y'all come back, and I'll see y'all in the next video.